Hi everyone, in today's video I am going to show you how to knit in some waste yarn to do technically a Forethought Thumb for my new mitts pattern. I also use this thumb in my Peaks Mittens and Mitts pattern, and this is for my You Belong pattern. And you can see the thumb just comes right out and you do some ribbing. So I'll show you how to do that today. Here I have my second mitt. I have already, this is a knit magic loop, and I've knit across needle 1. And I'm going to be placing my thumb on needle 2. This is going to be my left hand thumb instead of my right hand thumb. I'm going to knit to where I need to place it. All right, I am at the point where I need to place in some waste yarn. So here I just have a piece that's already cut because I used it for my first mitt. So I figured I'd just use it again for my second one. All you do when you're gonna knit in some waste yarn for your thumb placement is just grab your waste yarn, leave a little bit of a tail, and then knit across however many stitches it states in the pattern. Okay, I've knit my stitches onto waste yarn. Now I'm just going to slip those stitches back without twisting them, so just slipping them from the right needle to the left needle. And then, as you can see, my working yarn is back here and my 2 yarn ends. You don't need to do anything with those ends. They shouldn't go anywhere. And here's my working yarn. So now I'm just going to knit back across these stitches with my working yarn. And then knit to the end. And then I just like to kind of give those yarn ends a little tug so it's not too loose of stitches. And you can see I have just a little bit of extra yarn in there. And later I'll show you how to pick up the stitches to work that thumb. All right, we're back, and I finished up the top of my mitt with the second one, and you can see that the difference of the sizes is because this right mitt has been blocked and this one has not yet. So you can see that it will stretch out a little bit and relax the stitches once you block it, wash it and block it. So now I'm going to show you how to pick up these stitches in that waste yarn area and add a couple extra stitches to make the thumb. All right. So how I like to do this is you can kind of see here that there's stitches above, or a line of stitches above that waste yarn and a line of stitches below. That's what we're going to be picking up. And so this first one, since the waste yarn is kind of going through it and it's got a little bit of a gap here, but I'm just going to go through the right leg on the stitches above with a needle going from the right to the left. So basically I was knitting this direction and that's the direction I'm going to pick up. So I'm going to take a tip, my needle, and I'm going to go into the right leg, and there I have one, and then I'm going to skip there's the second leg. You can see it makes that V. I'm going to skip that second leg and go to the next stitch over. Just do the right leg. And then just go across. I should have 2, 4, 6, 7. Yep. All right. So I've picked up across the top part of my needle, and now I'm going to flip my mitt over, and I'm going to pull my needle through so I can pick up going across the way you would knit the second part. And so first, here's my first stitch, the right leg. So I'm doing the bottom side now. Just picking up the right leg of each stitch, going across. There we go, 2, 4, 6, 7. Okay, now I'm gonna pull my needles in so you can kind of see. I'm gonna flip it back this way. So you can see here that on this side, I started, when I started putting my stitches on hold, it was on a purl stitch, and then the next 2 over were knit stitches. So you can kind of see that it's lining up with that. And it ends on 2 knit stitches. All right, so next thing we're gonna do is pick out that waste yarn. And I'm just gonna use my needle here to pick it out. And so I'm just gonna start pulling it because all my stitches are on hold. There's nothing that's gonna, I've already picked up stitches, so you're not gonna have any loose missing stitches. There we go. And now I have an opening. And I have 7 stitches on the bottom needle, or needle 1, and I have 7 stitches on the top needle, or needle 2. And so this first round, as I have it written, is we will knit across needle 1, and then you're going to pick up a stitch between the gap of needle 1 and 2. And then you're going to knit across needle 2, and then you're going to pick up a stitch between the gap of needle 2 and needle 1. And then you'll start your ribbing. So I'm going to just get ready, and I'm going to join in my main color, leave a tail for weaving in the ends, and just knit across. And if you happen to pick up the wrong leg, when you go in to knit, it will feel tight. And that means that you've just picked up the wrong leg. You can just knit through the back loop of that stitch so you don't create a twisted stitch when you knit across. All right, so here I am at the end of needle 1. And I'm just gonna kind of come in here and grab a little bit here, a little bit here, just to try to close up the gap. So I'm actually picking up 2 legs of stitches, and I'm just going to knit them together as one, and that will be my picked up stitch. And that will just help close the gap between where we had our waste yarn and our knitting our thumb in. All right, I'm going to flip to the other side. So now you can see I have 8 stitches on this needle. That's needle 1. I flipped and I'm working needle 2. So this one has 7. I haven't worked across it yet. I'll work across, just knitting. All right, I'm at the end of the needle, and now again I'm going to pick up a stitch between needle 1 and needle 2. And so I'm just going to come in and grab, oh, let's look at this leg right here, and maybe right there. All right, and then I'm gonna go ahead and just use my other needle to go into those. Make sure I grab the working yarn because the tail's right next to us, and then knit it together as one stitch. And that will just help close that gap. All right, so all my stitches are picked up, and now you have 8 stitches on needle 1, 8 stitches on needle 2, and this is where you'll start knitting in the round to make your little thumb. And when you're all done, you weave in your ends, you wash and block, and you have a beautiful pair of fingerless mitts. Thanks for watching.